space-saving gadgets have inspired me. Perhaps I don't need to move after all. Just make better use of the space I have, Shea Gadget Towers. As I'm about to say, don't move, improve. I'm on my way to meet award-winning interior designer Naomi Cleaver, who's more or less agreed to show me the latest high-tech solutions to the problem of space.
Naomi, a tanker thank for coming. I'm sure you've heard this question a trillion times. How can I make maximum use of my residential square footage?
I think I have just the answer, Richard.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Follow me.
For the upwardly mobile gadget lover in need of more space, but with a long-held distrust of builders, planning permission, and the all-round rigmarole, there's a one-word solution: a pod. First, the Tetra Shed, an extendable geometric design intended for use as a home office or ticket office, or perhaps most alarmingly, a beach hut.
I presume this is a stacking tetrahedron.
How did you know? Yes, it is.
Just a wild guess.
It is a stacking tetrahedron, and it stacks vertically, but it also sort of stacks laterally as well.
Sure.
I'll tell you what I do really like, actually, is sitting here with this view out.
Yes.
You know, you get a sense of being in a hide, which I really like.
I think it's augmented by the pulchritude of what we're looking at. If you're Peckham-based, you may be looking at a wall. I like the flaps that presumably you can close.
If you're in Peckham, very safe. Just
Yes.
close the flaps.
Panic room lockdown.
Naomi's next choice is the rotating pod.
Well, why don't you step in?
I shall enter the pod. Right.
Ready?
And the people who named it were no enemies of literalism. Laminated spruce spurs hold UV filtering polycarbonate windows in place, while roller bearings under the floor ensure easy rotation.
Oh, hello. As thrilling as that was, what is the difference between that and this?
Richard,
Yes, Naomi.
if you had all your mates here, you wouldn't want to be moving around constantly, would
This
you?
is too much space for all of my mates.
I don't believe that for a second.
Well,
But it's a classic 18th century design anyway. It's a kind of contemporary interpretation of that kind of sun-seeking thing.
yes. Well, you know, this is... How much am I paying for this?
Just over £8,000.
Just over £8,000. Okay. I'm going to leave now.
Are you? Okay.
Next, Snoozy by Airclad. The wood and aluminium end walls are completed by a double-skinned inflatable centre section to make a pod that's light, strong, and above all, portable.
It's the one of these 4 pods that folds up into the smallest little package. So
Right.
you could practically put it in your suitcase. Very popular at festivals.
I was about to say this had V Festival written all over it. Or O2 Wireless. It depends. Each one's got its own vibe.
I defer to you, Richard, in the festival department.
Of course, I'm invariably hit. May I look inside?
You may.
Well, this is dynamite. I like the bed.
It's you, isn't it?
Solid foam.
Yeah.
I like the browned AstroTurf,
Yeah.
which makes it look that something artificial can still die.
Finally, the Archy pod, aimed squarely at those looking for a high-end pod for the home, usually for use as an office.
This hatch pleases me.
You like that, don't you?
I do like
It's
this.
nice.
It's very nice.
It's solid, but it has a smoothness to it.
Like a ball.
Inside is a fully plastered, wired, heated, insulated room, all ready to go.
What do you think? First impressions?
I like it. I like the slightly nautical feeling lights.
I think it all feels quite nautical, doesn't it? And it looks really lovely from the outside. All round, I really like this one. I think you should have it, Richard. I think it's you.
Well, you say have it. I don't think they're giving this away. I imagine they're going to want the green. And the
You're
green
asking
is...
how much, aren't
Tell
you?
me, please.
Have a guess.
10K.
50% more.
Yowzers.
Over 15 years, that's only £1,000 a year. It's not bad.
Sure, over a billion years, it's negligible.
Exactly.
Well, these pods have blown the lid off my nut, but they don't quite solve my problem. You see, in order to reach one, I'd have to leave my house, making it less like an extension and more like a separate tiny house. No, this cat's got to move, but whither?